Freshwater Science, Consultation and Insecticide Insights. The collaborative grant provided teachers and students from 2 UW schools the opportunity to study potential emerging water contaminants. Austin Draper never considered a career in freshwater science. Although he was an extremely inquisitive child, and asked a lot of questions about nature, especially fish, he struggled academically in high school. After graduation, he attended community college to explore his interests. Although he was an extremely inquisitive child, and asked a lot of questions about nature, especially fish, he struggled academically in high school. After graduation, he attended community college to explore his interests. When he transferred to UW Whitewater as a junior, he chose biology with an emphasis in ecology, evolution, and behavior, but he still couldn't envision his career plan. A faculty member recognized Draper's passion for science and encouraged him to apply for a research position in the laboratory of Associate Professor Elizabeth Harahi. Draper is now pursuing a master's degree in coastal science from the University of Southern Mississippi, where he is studying the highly endangered Gulf sturgeon. His future plans include earning a PhD and teaching science at the university. Going to the lab helped me understand how to do science, what the process is like to get funding, prepare water samples, test and analyze, get into the back end of the data, he says. However, the biggest benefit was working with someone like Dr. Harahi. She was a great mentor and she really helped me develop myself. Her position in Harahi's lab was funded by a grant from the Freshwater Collaborative of Wisconsin (FCW) to study neonicotinoid insecticides, which are commonly used in agriculture in Wisconsin. Since these insecticides are often applied to seeds rather than widely sprayed on crops, they were not initially considered a potential water contaminant. However, by recent studies the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection (DATCP) has detected neonicotinoids in groundwater and stream water, particularly in the Central Sands region. However, by recent studies the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection (DATCP) has detected neonicotinoids in groundwater and stream water, particularly in the Central Sands region of Wisconsin. These insecticides have also been shown to kill bees and other pollinators. Harahi and colleague Tisha King-Hayden, professor of biology at UW-La Crosse, received a grant from the DATCP for the study neonicotinoid insecticide. Harahi was studying the effects of thiamethoxam and imidacloprid, 2 neonicotinoids, on aquatic invertebrates, while King-Hayden evaluation of their toxicity in fish. The Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection is responsible for registering pesticide use in the state and they are really concerned about these pesticides, Harahi says. She says both projects address 2 of Wisconsin's big water challenges: agricultural water management, and water quality security and emerging contaminants. The grant, in collaboration with Freshwater, allowed the 2 researchers to employ an undergraduate to work in their laboratories during the summer. Undergraduates want to do research and gain experience, but they also need to make money during the summer, Harahi says. The beauty of these grants is geared toward undergrads. They can work full-time in the lab. They don't have to do non-science jobs. And that gives them the experience to know what they want to do early. Draper, who graduated in December 2020, worked in the lab for 2 summers and volunteered during the school year. He teamed up with another student who was supported by a UW Whitewater Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowship grant. They met literally with students in King Hayden's lab so that they can share their work. In addition, students from both laboratories participated in a virtual meeting with Mike Miller, a fisheries biologist at the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources (DNR), to assess current concerns related to neonicotinoids. In addition, students from both laboratories participated in a virtual meeting with Mike Miller, a fisheries biologist at the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources (DNR), to assess current concerns related to neonicotinoids in streams and their impacts in the field. Talked about the challenges in doing it. Miller also talked to the students about their career path and what it's like to work for the Wisconsin DNR. After Draper graduated, he hired Fauna Fisher, an environmental science major who would present his research at the Rotunda next spring. Although COVID hindered sample collection and testing, students gained skills that would translate to work in any laboratory, learned how to present their research and explored career avenues. The project showed that both thiamethoxam and imidacloprid can be acutely toxic to amphipods and water fleas. In high concentrations, more than currently found in Wisconsin waters, and that chronic exposure can lead to a reduction in the growth of amphipods and a decrease in the reproduction of the water flea. Result OTF study was shared in the Wisconsin chapter of the American Water Resources Association's annual meeting and will be summarized in the final report to DATCP. The data will help government agencies and industries better understand the risks of neonicotinoid pesticides and inform the development of surface water quality benchmarks. Receiving these types of grants is really valuable to everyone involved.